Alright everybody, this is MarkBot here, and I thought I'd try something a little different today. A friend of mine sent me probably one of her favorite old VGM soundtracks, or something that my song reminded me of a soundtrack she heard from the past, for a video game called Balloon Fight for the NES. Now, I have personally never played this game, but I thought I might try to dissect it to find out how they achieve some of the effects and stuff in that soundtrack. So I was interested. And I have software that can take the music data from an old NES game and can spit out the actual notes and effects commands and things like that that would be necessary to make the original chiptune music. So right here, we're going to download the NSF file. NSF stands for Nintendo Sound Format, I'm guessing at least. So on overclocked, let me see, I guess we click on download. So it's about 3 kilobytes of data. So wow, we're really breaking the bank here. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. What's interesting is that you can play a whole soundtrack within only 3 kilobytes, as opposed to having MP3 versions which take up many megabytes. That's because you're actually using game code data as opposed to raw audio recording, which is a very different method of doing things. Oh, here we go. We have to go here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to drag and drop this into the desktop right there. Alright, so how do we do this? You know, we can actually play this in Winamp because I have a special plugin for that. Classic. There's multiple tracks. All the sound effects. Interesting. So how do they make that percussion sound? Well, I was kind of curious about that. So I actually have software that's called NSF Importer, and I found this years ago, and I found it to be very useful. It's basically like a guy by the name of Brad Smith, or Rain Warrior, took a program called Famitracker, which is a software used to make NES music, and they modified it to where you could take the Nintendo music data from an old game, drag and drop it into this importer, and basically you can spit out like a musical note data from it. So let's see, we need to go and import NSF, and that option is only available in the NSF importer. Regular Famitracker is not going to work like that, you know. And there's more updated versions of Famitracker anyway that don't include the importer. Anyway, let's open up this puppy. I want to import track 1 because that's where the main song is. So we'll go to OK. So it's building the file. Alright, let's see what we got. Sweet. they do it. So they're using square channel 1 to get that downward pitch shift. Is that a hardware? Oh, now that is so interesting. They're using a hardware slider, I think. Let me check the manual real quick. I think that was a special thing for the NES. So if we isolate the square wave, here. Yeah, this thing right here. It resets the duty cycle. Let me just, is that supposed to go V? Oh goodness. Why can I not type anything in there? I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm locked out from entering effects commands. That seems very odd. Not too fond of that. What would happen? It is very strange. So this is the square. The VO2. Oh look. Okay. So what I want to do though is I'll paste that there, okay? So I'll be like, so let's pick this apart. So what if we take this, what if we take the I out like that and we delete that? Okay, so I think that's a hardware pitch bin, a hardware sweep. So they're called hardware sweeps. And then the higher pitch note will make, okay, well, that's interesting. So what do they do with the noise? Oh. Okay, so what they're doing with the noise channel is that there's only one long noise playing, but the volume increases and decreases real quick to 0, so it sounds like little noise bursts. Because that's how the hardware does it, because the sound is always playing continuously. What you do to increase or decrease the volume is that you attenuate the noise that's already there. And it's through attenuation rather than amplification. So it's a little backwards on chiptune music. So if I take away these volume commands right here, it'll be one long continuous noise wave. See? Right there. So I paste that back in there like that. Yeah. And so, yeah, let's see what the square 2 does. And it always seems to set the pitch at 80. Well, that's like perfect pitch. So I don't know why they're changing that up throughout the song. I'm not sure what the purpose of that is. Let's see here. Maybe this will show us a little bit of that. It's perplexing to me. I don't know why they do that. Oh well. Maybe it was maybe the programmer slipped and programmed like a few of them slightly off key or something for the pitch. I'm not sure. but it's not enough to really make a difference. At least not to my ears. Look at this. That's strange. See, why? I don't get it. Whatever. We can play just the triangle channel too. Fun stuff. Is anybody on my live dash here? Just curious. Oh, Wavetable, how's it going? Yeah, it's definitely a hardware sweep. Yeah. Editing is disabled. Brother. Yeah, I can understand that. Editing is disabled to encourage people to use the actual family tracker. Thing is, we can save it. We can actually save this as a family tracker module. So save as balloon fight track 1, and so I can actually open it up in the real deal. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see if it's saved to this. Oh boy. Where did I save the NSF? There we go, right there. What I can do. So if I go to family tracker, RAM tracker, file open, desktop. There we go. Oh, because I got 2 of these puppies open, probably. Yeah. There's some lag in this version. I don't know why. That's very strange. Okay, so I should be able to... Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. No wonder. Thanks, Wavetable. So you should be able to do an H, and an H would be like an upward sweep instead. Right? Let's see. Yep, right. Instead of so it goes the opposite way rapidly. Oh, fun stuff. Well, there you have it, folks. So now we know how they achieved the bass and snare percussion stuff. It was done through the pulse channel. This is not normal for an NES game. Normally, an NES game will use only the noise channel here for all the percussion, or it may use the triangle channel interchangeably with bassline use and that pitch bend downward use. And then these other 2 channels will be more for like melody and counter melody, harmony kind of stuff. And then also some games will use the sample channel for drums. So maybe I can show a sample of something that uses drums and things of that nature. If I go to demo songs, I don't know, it won't be in there. I guess I could show you. Maybe this will work. I don't know. lag is so horrible in this. Good golly. Okay. Maybe my Oriental Wonder song. So I only have the sample channel going. So it's a pre-recorded 1-bit sample that's stuck on the NES cartridge, if you will. But of course the fidelity's low, the volume's not going to be very high. So anyway, that's kind of an example of a different way of doing percussion. Typically, they didn't do it with the pulse channels. Anyway, so that's just essentially what I wanted to do, and just kind of goof around. And maybe later I'll do a little tutorial on how to construct a basic NES song. Yep. Or the audio buffer. Yeah, maybe I should do so at some point. I pretty much got to get to work, guys. Love y'all. God bless.